Picture this. You're at the Kentucky Derby watching one of the most prestigious races in history. You're in front and center with one of the best views of the track. The buzzer sounds, the gates open, and the horses take off. You're in awe at their grace, beauty, and power. After the race, you see just how pampered the winning horses are in front of the camera. But the race industry is not always like this. This is only just a small percent of how the horses in this industry are actually treated. In fact, the real racehorse story is completely different and something that will shock most of you. In reality, the horses are treated like equipment, and if that equipment isn't up to par, it's thrown away. The purpose of this speech isn't about upsetting you, though. It's about spreading the word of those who are trying to combat this terrible truth. It's about telling you about New Vocations, one of the most renowned and successful thoroughbred rescues in the United States. Every year, over 100,000 horses are shipped out to slaughterhouses all around the world, but less than a year ago, tragedy struck close to home. According to the U.S. Equine Slaughter League, equine slaughterhouses, which were banned in the U.S. years ago after decades of battling between the government and the people, were once again legalized in the U.S. in November 2011. This announcement broke every animal advocate's heart and left the equine community speechless. I have worked with horses my whole life, but I've only just recently been informed of the terrible facts about thoroughbreds and equine slaughter. Just a few years ago, I was given a horse to train from a woman I worked for. It didn't take me long to learn that she was bought off a slaughter truck on her drive away to her final destination at a rest stop where a woman badgered the driver for a couple of ex-racers off his hands. This horse, being only 3 years old when she was rescued, is one of the most promising and talented horses I've ever trained. Hearing her story opened my eyes to the real racetrack industry and just how superficial the image of this business truly is. After working with Willow, I looked more into the history and was quickly introduced to the most amazing rescue in the field, New Vocations. New Vocations is an amazing ex-racehorse rescue that has saved over 4,000 horses from their usual fate. In this speech, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the rescue, why they do what they do, and why you should donate, volunteer, or at least spread the word yourself. First, let's talk about New Vocations. New Vocations is a non-profit thoroughbred rescue and adoption program that rescues and rehomes unwanted thoroughbreds off the track and on their way to slaughter auctions. They take in horses that the industry deems unfit to performing an entertaining race or have suffered injuries due to the occupation, ones that are on their way to death row. Most of the thoroughbreds that New Vocation comes across are young, gorgeous horses that don't even have a single mark on them. They are just not perfect racehorses, and because of this, are discarded to be replaced with one that might be better. It's a never-ending cycle of breeding and training new thoroughbreds to race, only to decide it isn't good enough and toss it out and start all over again. When I was reading about New Vocation's mission on their main adoption website, I found out that they've been rescuing horses since 1992, and have saved 4,000 horses since they started. According to their mission statement, these horses have come from 18 different states and have been adopted by families throughout the country. Just last year, the program placed almost 430 horses in new homes after being rescued and retrained. The rescue has 6 different facilities, 2 in Ohio, as well as 1 in Kentucky, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Tennessee. When the organization rescues a new horse, it is immediately sent to one of the 6 facilities they have, one of the best fits for the horse's new profession, and is completely retrained a whole new form of riding and then put up for adoption. According to one of the head rescuers in the program, a lot of the horses arriving at New Vocations are injured, thin, and suffering from normal occupational hazards of racing. Without a useful skill to offer, their previous option was often a one-way ticket to the local livestock yard. Now this explains the rescue, but you still aren't completely informed about why they do what they do. Every year, about 2,000 thoroughbreds are born with the hopes that it will be the next Secretariat or Seabiscuit. As many of us know, this rarely happens. Owning a racehorse is all the rage in the extremely wealthy upper-class circle. Every well-known high-class member of society is scrambling to get their hands on a thoroughbred or 2 to gamble with on the tracks. Everyone wants the perfect horse, but as many of us know, they come a dime a dozen, and to the people owning them, they are easily replaceable. Dean Stansel, an advisor to Animal Aid, said that a huge increase in the number of foals born to supply the racing industry, up from about 5,000 in 1960 to almost 20,000 a year ago, was the main factor driving the slaughter of horses. A new figure released, mentioned in an article in The Observer on racehorse slaughter, states that the number of horses slaughtered for meat a year has gone up almost 50% in the last few years. Because of this, there are more thoroughbreds in need of rescuing than is possible for New Vocations or other similar organizations to rescue. They are in desperate need of donations or volunteers to help them expand the program and ultimately save more horses. This leads me into why I need to speak to you in the first place. Because I'm a college student and on my way to vet school, I don't have the funds or the time to be donating to the rescue. What I can do is spread the word. The thoroughbreds in this program were in desperate need of being rescued, and luckily for them, New Vocations was there. Not only have I researched New Vocations, I was lucky enough to speak to a trainer and advocate of the program, and because of this, I was given an inside look into how amazing this program truly is. Mandy Sue, a trainer at New Vocations Lexington facility, couldn't stress enough how significant donations were for the program and how one puts the team one step closer to helping a horse in need. You don't have to only give monetary donations either. New Vocation also accepts items to use for silent auctions, as well as equine items they can use for horses such as blankets and food. You can also sponsor a horse show, or host a charity event to raise money for the organization. And if you need any more reason to donate, New Vocations is a 501 program, a nonprofit organization, and donations to the rescue are tax deductible. With this, I have presented you with New Vocations, the story and reason behind why they started, as well as why you should donate and how. Your help could be the one thing that stands between a perfect young horse and his premature terrible fate. But if you are like me and can't donate or volunteer at this time, just spreading the word, as I am, is another amazing way to help this unique organization continue to do the amazing work they do. As soon as I have the time, I plan on opening a facility for New Vocations myself and donating my veterinary skills to their wonderful cause. Yay!